Hi, Tashalene. My name is Daphne. I'm one of the essay correctors here at IELTSpodcast.com. Thanks for sending in your essay for correction. Great idea to get some feedback before you do your exam. So this is a really difficult title. International marketing is sometimes seen as invasive and an intrusion. Others argue it's a necessary form of education. Okay, discuss both views. So international marketing can be viewed as interfering or intruding in a country. Some say that it's required as an economical form of education along with... So you've paraphrased this question, which is fine, but I think we really need to get into it a bit deeper on this one and really show the examiner that we understand the question. So international marketing or advertising, because that is what we're really talking about rather than trade, can be viewed as interfering, good, there's just one R in there, or intruding in a country because often it is inappropriate. Yeah? And then you might say, however, some, but it would be good to know who you mean by some. So some critics, some business people, some politicians may say it's required. So here, I mean, yeah, you've paraphrased, which is fine, but it's not really showing me that you understand the question. So I think it's okay to go away from just this repeating the statement. I think you need a bit more than that. Something that's required as a way of increasing sales and may offer side benefits, such as a deeper understanding of other cultures. Yeah, so this is the sort of idea we're looking at here. So it's a question of don't be scared to just develop it a bit more to really show that you understand. Okay, so I'm adding in that little bit because it's inappropriate. Now it's an opinion essay, so you need to put your opinion in here immediately, and then you restate your opinion in the conclusion. Okay, so you've put it here, but you need to put it in twice. So while some people's perspective of this can be obtrusive, it is because when that particular company enters the country, they'll become a competitor. Okay, good. Existing companies will then have to increase or reduce their prices or services, yeah, in order, so why? To retain their customers. So always be thinking about developing, always thinking about me or the examiner saying to you, why? And then that will make you develop your essay. Sometimes it will even cause them. So rather than will, I don't really like will. Here you've got it there as well. You want to be using the modal verbs could or might. Work really well there. Cause them to terminate services. Now, what do you mean terminate services? Do you mean close? Do you mean shut down? What do you mean there? This could cause negative impact on the country as people will lose their jobs or work less hours. Yeah, good point. Okay, and you could make the point here about international competition. So let's make some examples. For example, McDonald's. And then you could talk about the impact of McDonald's on the local food market. It's easier if you have like a real example here, because then you can talk about food restaurants or cafes, and it becomes more real, the essay. The presence of another business may also force changes in present companies that can cause a collapse of the business. So yeah, but like what? So more. So you need to develop that more. And so you don't really need that line, you just need to develop this. So just a few comments so far. I think you understand the question okay, which is great. I think what you need to do here is just really organize your paragraph so it's got more detail in it, more information. Develop these points. You've got 2 good points here. So develop the points and then add an example. So for example, McDonald's restaurants in India or in Japan or whatever have meant that, or the local restaurants, 25% of local restaurants have had to close since the opening of McDonald's restaurants in this country. Some sort of example there. So the online course which Ben runs shows you exactly how to do these essays sentence by sentence, and I think you might find that really helpful. So on the other hand, now we can't have on the other hand because you need to have on the one hand. They need to balance or be totally different. There are a handful of so again, who are these people? Whose view is that, you don't need any punctuation there, the presence of international visitors will bring more traffic to the country. What do you mean by traffic? So what do you mean by traffic? International marketing may bring great exposure, hence getting more people to buy into a country. Okay, so you don't need to say buy into like that. You literally, you can say to understand, I go become interested, understand, and appreciate. So the country in question. IELTS is all about language, okay? And so you need to really show a great vocab here. Doing this, buy and traffic, the examiner will really hate that. But if you use words instead, that's okay. Can be a good way to spread information about the culture. Yeah, absolutely. For example, by watching TV commercials. This is really what we're talking about as well, isn't it? Or films in a foreign language. That's all marketing and sales, really, isn't it? So explain a bit more here what we mean. Maybe a boost to the economy because a better job opportunity is good. Okay, so that's definitely if they open shops or open restaurants. So explain more. Good way to educate people. Yeah, okay. So it's almost like you've got lots and lots of ideas, but you're not developing them enough. So fewer ideas, more development. To conclude, there are risks and rewards. So this kind of thing, yeah, be careful of that kind of thing because you've already told me what they are, which is fine. But this is a bit empty. So this you can just say this anyway, but you need to make it related to the essay. So there are risks of companies going out of business, yet there are significant rewards in terms of building the knowledge of building the learning and the knowledge of the people or something. But so say what these things are back in your conclusion, and then you've got your opinion, which is great. Okay, so lots of good things in here. You wrote me a few little comments afterwards. I think your fourth attempt. Okay, I would strongly suggest you get some more feedback like this. I would strongly suggest if you can invest in the course, which will really, really help you. I promise you we see such good results, especially with people who are taking the exam again and again and making the same mistakes. The only way to get out of this cycle is to get some professional help. This is what we do. So really would love to help you and well done today.